The Diamond Casino has a total of 5 different games: Blackjack, Roulette, Poker, Horse Racing, and Slots. And since I just made a video of me playing every single game, which you should definitely watch after this, it feels like the perfect time to make the ultimate GTA casino games tier list. The games are going to be ranked off of 3 different things: how easy they are to understand, how much money you need to start, and of course, the amount of money you can make back from the games. In last place, we have Slots, which shouldn't really be a surprise to anybody because there's not anything you could do to have a better chance of winning on these machines. All you do is spin it over and over again and hope that you win. So despite being incredibly easy to understand and having a very low bar of entry when it comes to how many chips you need, this is still definitely last place, because in my last video I started with 350,000 chips and left with 0 in a span of about 20 minutes. So I'm very comfortable with Slots being here in the last place. The next game we have is Poker, which is very confusing. Even though it can make quite a bit of money, the rules are so hard to understand because you have all of these different hands you need to know, and you need to know about the pair plus bet as well, which I've really got confused by for some reason. I mean, looking back on it now, it seems really simple to understand, but in the moment I was not understanding it at all. But once I did understand it, I was winning a lot, and the wins I was getting were huge. I mean, here I got 150,000 chips, or here I got 214,000 chips in one win. The reason that Poker is so low on this list is because the amount of money you make from the game can be extremely varied. So you can have one round where you win 200k, but then have 3 losses and end up losing all of it. So compared to the other games that are further up on this list, there's not much control that you have over your wins and losses. In third place, we have a game that can be a bit more varied than Poker, with the only difference being that you have a lot more control over where your money goes. The game that I'm talking about is Horse Racing. In my last video, I split Horse Racing into 2 different sections, one where I bet on the best horses and one where I bet on a random horse that didn't have the best odds. The first method gained me 160,000 and the second method lost me about 45k, but the variation that I was talking about before really comes into play when you look at how the races went. When I bet on the best horses, I won more often, but I won smaller amounts compared to when I was betting on random horses, where I only won twice, but I won a huge amount of money. So with horse racing, you could really choose which path you want to take. If you're feeling a bit lucky, you could bet a lot of money on a weird horse and try to win big. But if you're really trying to make a decent profit and trying to earn some actual money, just bet on the highest horse and you're guaranteed to leave with a profit. But if you are looking for a more formulaic game, a game where you could do basically the same thing every single time, then Roulette is definitely perfect for you and is definitely perfect for the second place on this list. Roulette was kind of difficult to understand when you start because the board is split into 2 different parts, which I explained a lot better in my last video, so I'll just play you guys the clip now. This part of the board is called the inside, which lets you bet 5,000 chips as a maximum. You could either choose 1, 2, 3 or 4 numbers to bet at once. You could also put your chips here, but I never did, so let's not talk about that. The other parts of the board are called the outside, which let you bet up to 10k because they have lower odds than the inside squares. On the outside, you could choose the halves, which are on the edges here. You could choose a column, which are over here, or you can choose the simple ones like even, odds, red or black. And once I understood the rules and once I understood each of the slots on the board, I formed a strategy where I put a max bet on this area, and if I was feeling a little bit extra lucky, I would place a chip on the inside on the same line as the outside bet, meaning you would get crazy wins like this. The thing with Roulette is that it's quite simple to play once you adopt this strategy, and you can see it in the numbers. I mean, in my last video, I left with 255,000 chips, even though I started with 120. So I basically doubled my money, which is insane. Our first place slot has gone to the most simple game in the casino, the one where I gained the most money in my last video, Blackjack, which is by far the best game in the casino because it's so simple to understand, yet you can make so much money from it. So for a quick explanation, let me play the clip from the last video. So how the game works is that the dealer gets 2 cards, one facing up and another facing down. You get 2 cards, both facing up. The player can take as many cards as they want as long as they don't go over 21. The dealer does the same until they go over 19. When I played Blackjack, I'll admit, I got extremely lucky and won like 5 times in a row. But even if we take a look at one win that I had, where I got 100,000 chips in one go, just for being able to add up a couple of numbers. If that wasn't enough to convince you guys that Blackjack is the best game in the entire casino, then check out the video on screen right now where I play every game to find out if the Diamond Casino is rigged to make you lose money. I'll see you there.